I'm sorry. I went straight back into recording mode, hoping that one of you guys would say something really stupid.
No, you turned it on about a moment too late.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the old Tonight Show, when you would come back from the commercial and everybody is absolutely in hysterics. Oh my God, what did Buddy Hackett say this time? And he told this wonderful story about when he was playing golf, and he's just having a really shitty day playing golf. It was really awful. And he shanked another one into the woods, hit it off the heel of the club, and he goes screaming over the woods to the left. So he goes in there and he's so bored, he's so disgusted with what he's doing, that while he's in the woods, he strips naked, except for his golf cleats and socks. And he takes his club. I was going to say he takes a whack at it, but of course we're talking about the golf ball.
Oh.
And so he managed to come out of the woods. And when he comes out, and he's stark naked on the golf course.
That's a great idea.
And that was a wonderful idea. And that's one of the sort of things that they tell.
I would have thought of that.
Yeah. And
well, it's not too late, Dickie.
All right, when we play with Stephen. In the next 5 years from now again.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you went to see Rodney Carrington. You mentioned Buddy Hackett, two of the bluest comics ever.
Oh, could they ever be?
Wait, shouldn't we be on the air?
We are on the air. We're recording right now.
But we're not on.
We're actually
visual.
No, we are.
Yeah, we are recording.
We need to put
video.
Your headphones on for the last minute.
Yeah, we've been on the air, and he said there.
Dickie's
got his thing like this. Don't you think we should be on the air?
Just as you said, we need to save this stuff for being on the air because we do our best stuff on the air. He clicked when we were on the air.
Oh, I got you.
Yes, and there was a couple of questions I had to ask the man, and he just totally bypassed it. Things I can't ask while the mics are on. But technical direction has never been the strong suit of Colbert Radio.
No, we just.
I mean, it's kind of fun how rustic the show is in terms of internet.
It's kind of like
it's kind of internet rustic.
What an interesting way of putting it. For rustic.
It's the modern.
It was.
It's the modern version of a crystal radio.
That's. I know. Yeah, so
you get a word here and there.
Let's face it.
Oh, the humanity.
Let's face it. The most important aspect of all that ham radio, crystal radio set was the very careful exercise it gave us. You know, the strength of this twisting motion in our hand.
I thought it was the ability to connect you with other moonshine distributors.
That's right.
But maybe that's just me.
I got me a 36 Ford Coupe. You know, we're supposed to be talking about sports. You understand?
Are we? Well, NASCAR became a sport thanks to the Shine Runners.
Yes, sir.
Oh, well,
I
actually,
saw it on the History Channel.
Actually, according to whoever's running NASCAR, one of those France guys.
Yeah.
It's going to become a sport again this year. He's told the drivers they need to loosen up, they need to race, they need to show some personality.
Loosen up, Sandy, baby.
They need to show some personality, bumping. They can bump draft anywhere on the track, on any track.
That bad?
They're taking out the restrictor plates at Daytona and Talladega, or at least making them larger.
Carnage is the order of the day.
Well, you know, I was a NASCAR fan, and I stopped watching about halfway through last year because it was boring. It just got boring. It's not
enough tires flying through the air for you there, Dickie?
It was the Jimmy Johnson show, and you know, and everybody's so clean, and everybody's so corporate, and everybody's so sponsored. Nobody was throwing helmets. Nobody was getting in fist fights.
I miss the old days of Richard Petty when you race drunk.
That's right.
How about beating the crap out of each other, you know, after a crash? Is that okay now?
Yeah, I hope so. He says he wants them to show more emotion.
They should have like a penalty box. Well, they do. They make them pull into pit row and do a lap down pit row. That's like NASCAR's version of the penalty box.
Oh, sure. Now they want them to show emotion.
Well, you know why? Because the market share fell off the edge.
Oh, yeah. Well, who goes to a race for the race, for God's sake? You can ask anybody you want.
I went for the cigarettes.
That was Winston Cup. That was about 5 years ago.
That was NASCAR. Winston Cup.
People go to the races to watch the crashes.
No. People go to the races to watch the race. You watch the race at home to watch the crashes. Because now that we have HD and we're going to have 3D television, it's going to look like that arm is flying right at you.
Lance, you been to NASCAR?
Am I into NASCAR?
Have you been to a NASCAR
no,
race?
I haven't.
I'm just like you. Dickie once got 2 free tickets to go to a NASCAR race. He said, come with me. We'll go see it was like the Chrysler Dodge
400 at Darlington.
Darlington. I said, oh, God, 3 hours of watching guys make left-hand turns. I said, look, I'll go with you, but you got to promise me that when I get too bored that we can get up, we just leave. He said, yeah, no problem. Middle thing, the race is about to end. You say, that's it. Okay, we're gone. The moment that guy came out and said, gentlemen, start your engines, and they fired those suckers up, shook the very ground. The very ground you're upon, man. I kid you not, it came right up the stands. I mean, you little winkies going, bah, 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 bah.
Wee winky.
I'm telling you. And all of a sudden going, holy crap, I get this all of a sudden. This is why these guys are here. And I mean, it was the fastest 3 hours of my life.
I can understand that, man.
It was amazing.
But still, I don't have a problem going to a race, but you can ask any race fan that you want. They are sitting there in those stands waiting for somebody to flip over 10 or 12 times.
Well, that just adds to the value of the ticket.
Absolutely.
Hey, the tickets were
$115.
I mean,
well, that's
a piece.
Oh yeah. Well, everybody's just cruising around. That's not good.
It's boring.
Yeah.
NASCAR's not fun until you get to measure it in altitude.
Right.
I think you got about 20 feet off the track there.
You get close. I have some in-laws who get there, and they buy really good tickets.
Oh, yeah.
They are so close that at the end of the race, they come back and they wear these glasses, and everything, and they got flecks of rubber going across their faces when the car's going by. I mean, good God, get away from that deal! I want to be as high up as I can. I want to have time to see that tire coming to take my head off.
Well, when we were there, we were in the Pearson stands, and I don't exactly know which direction we were facing, but we were up pretty high so you could see the whole track, because Darlington's not a big track.
Right. No, it's not.
And
which provides for some of the most exciting racing.
Right, exactly. Tracks. And they were singing the Star Spangled Banner, and they always do that flyover with the Air Force 4 jets fly right over, right at the end, boom. And I'm looking around, and the song's drawing to a close, and there's no planes in sight, and all of a sudden, as the song ended, these planes came from behind us, so you couldn't hear them coming. And they came so low and made such a noise, you just went, oh, who would ever screw with us? It was who in this world would ever think of saying a bad word against us? When that thing went over, it was so, it just shook you, and you went, you went,
if Saddam Hussein had been to a NASCAR race, he said, all right, fellas, whatever you say.
You just kind of went like to Jello, and you went, oh my God.
Yeah, you know what,
Jello was in your pants, it was crack.
Today's a red letter day, boys. They hanged Chemical Harry today.
Oh, did they? All right.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chemical Ali. Yes. They hanged him today. Let's hear it for hanging Chemical Ali.
I don't normally wish people
May you rot in a special pit in hell.
That's right. Real quick.
Of course, that's not my call.
Well, hopefully next up, Balloon Boy's parents.
Hey, listen, guys, we got to get out of here. We're going to run long.
Real quick, do we have?
Go ahead. You got enough time.
Super Bowl's coming up in 2 weekends. We have Colts, Saints. Who's your pick?
I'm going with the Saints. I'm liking the Saints.
Colts.
Saints. So we're split 2-2. We'll find out in about 2 weeks. We'll be back with another segment here at ColbertRadio.com.